Can anything really stop Pegasus? All these tech companies or their claims, do they stand a chance? Now, the same Amnesty International today has also come up with some data security tips. And let's start the program and this explainer by giving you a hint of that. What are these 8 essential digital security tips that they have really pointed out? Number 1 tip is don't ignore updates. Frequently updating your phone or laptop system and apps keeps them secure, as companies are constantly trying to fix these bugs and update their systems against spyware like Pegasus. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Number 2, they say use a password manager. It generates passwords that are hard to guess and stores them in encrypted form. Number 3, the tip from Amnesty is that double up. That is, enable a 2-factor authentication when you can. That means generate an OTP so that you get it on your phone before you can make any changes or even log in from a different device. Number 4, get organized. Delete accounts you no longer use, review your privacy settings, and sites like Google and Facebook, keep checking their updates. Actually read those privacy settings and what exactly are they all about. Number 5, secure your phone. Choose a complex screen lock system like an 8-digit PIN or an alphanumeric code. Make sure you can recover accounts in case you lose your phone or it's lost or it's stolen or something. Number 6, use a VPN app. Now, this is crucial. A VPN will help protect your online activities when accessing public Wi-Fi networks. And number 7, choose apps carefully. Only download them from the official store. These dubious apps are often the perfect gateway into infecting your phone with any spyware, not just Pegasus. Then number 8, think before you click. This is basically warning you against phishing. SMS emails attached could contain numbers, could actually have links that are targeted towards you as well. Now, we've spoken about this phishing and the rest of it in our previous episodes, but all these tips that we just highlighted and have been talked about by Amnesty themselves, a company, a firm, an NGO looking into specifically Pegasus. Is it enough? Well, not at the moment, it seems like. But we've got a company by company outlook for you. Let's start with Apple. Apple says it equals privacy, but does it really? Because Amnesty examined 67 phones, of which 34 were actually iPhones. Malicious links shared via iMessage gives full access to the phone, and full access really. It also means that even the photographs, and not just the photographs and videos on your phones, but it can activate your microphone, open your camera, listen to you, hear you whenever it wants. No user interaction necessary for Pegasus to hack your phone. A simple missed calls, you might not even pick up the phone, and there, it's inside your phone. So what is Apple really saying about this? Well, Apple has condemned the attack. They claim hack not a threat, is not a threat to most its users, but Apple remember, they market their phones as the most secure phones. But as the Pegasus story broke out, Apple stocks fell by about 2.3%. And now Apple has started what they're calling is a big bounty program, offering $1 million to anyone with details of exploits, saying instead of leaking, let us know so we can make our system more robust, fix the gaps as well. Next, sample this, what Apple says about data privacy on their site. Let's bring you what the website actually talks about. It starts by saying everyday apps designed for your privacy. Goes on to the next one where they say Safari throws trackers off your trail. It goes on to the next one again where all this available on the site, remember, goes on to talk about your location. Map makes your location history, saying they wipe away your previous records. Again, a claim that Pegasus has debunked. Photographs protects your images from unwanted exposure. Another claim that Pegasus has debunked. It has got into the entire system, taken photographs, in fact, seen people live. Next, it says messages are only seen by who you send them to. iMessage said to be an internal messenger, but this was one of the key sources of Pegasus entering your system, iMessage, from anybody who's using the system. Next, Siri learns what you need, not who you are. Siri also constantly listening in to what you're saying if that is activated. But important to remember, while we are talking about Apple, it is not alone in losing the fight against Pegasus. Android is no different. Look at these claims made by Google on its site.
Whether you have an Android phone with a bunch of Google apps installed, or just search on Google from time to time, we want you to feel confident that your information is protected and that you're in control. This policy covers a wide range of Google products like YouTube, Maps, and Chrome, devices like Google Home, and ads served by Google across the web. We want you to understand what data we collect, how it's used, and what you can do to update, manage, download, and delete it. That's what this policy is for, to help you understand how we process information and how you can manage your privacy as you use our services.
So you heard from Apple, you heard from Google. They operate Android as well. Clearly, two of the most used operating systems in the world cannot stop Pegasus. Next, let's look at some apps. Let's look at WhatsApp. Now, WhatsApp was the first to flag off Pegasus. In fact, they dragged Pegasus to court. NSO, the company, was dragged to court. And back in 2019, they said that they had managed to then fix the bug. But now, the detailed forensics report released by Amnesty reveals that Pegasus found another route to infect the app. WhatsApp's head now have been tweeting away about this, saying that the NSO spyware commits human rights abuses. WhatsApp chief also says abusers of spyware need to be held accountable. Next, let's look at Amazon. They were earlier in denial, but now they have blocked access to NSO, the company that creates and operates Pegasus. The Amazon spokesperson told CNN that when we learned of this activity, we acted quickly to shut down the relevant infrastructure and accounts. What exactly was his infrastructure? What accounts were they really operating? What was the data sharing basis and the entire scheme between the two companies? We still don't know. Meanwhile, Signal. Many said WhatsApp can be infected. What about Signal? What about apps like Telegram? Well, they also tweeted today saying, looks like the Indian government has been secretly attempting to surveil political opposition parties, journalists, activists, and several union leaders as well. Interesting coincidence that they've also been advocating legislation to weaken encryption lately. They have been the first company to actually name the Indian government, a claim that is yet to be verified. However, NSO says it works only, remember, with governments. They call them vetted governments. And the government of India, for now, has not denied working with NSO either.